What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. I am here on floor 455, and I wanted to kind of show off that 1-amp warrior build a little bit versus Headstrong lanes. As I get lots and lots of questions, oh, well, what about Headstrong, what about Headstrong? And the big benefit of that build is not only are you stacking the Petrify and a Freeze for the stuns, obviously those aren't going to work on a Headstrong lane, you are also double stacking slows. You got the slow on the Proton Beam and the slow on the Boostara, which is just a beast mode slow. So let's go ahead and just start things off right over here in this thrower healer lane. And let's see here. Just do the usual setup, really. Gonna go with that stuff for the base setup, and then for the extra 30, what do we have here? Pilot on. Pilot on wants conditions. I think I'm just going to go with a Flamar, though. I think we'll be fine. I've got poison, got slow, got potentially freeze for lots of conditions there. Now over here we've got our Headstrong lane, and of course the question here is, well, you know, the Petrify is not going to work. Why does the build still work? And as I mentioned, it's just double dipping on the stuns and the slows. So exact same build here, and we've got a Boostara slow, and we've got a Proton Beam slow all in the mix, and those are just going to be wrecking it. Now, in the meantime, while they're slowed, these Reflect Beams are still going to be dishing out absolute massive amounts of pain. And then over here we got just Timmy. This actually will be a really easy lane. 17 mobs. I feel like I just don't need to throw the entire setup in right here. Let's let's go something like that, and then we'll just throw a snake in for good measure on the end back here, as the Timmy is generally usually kind of a free lane there. Throw a snake back here for some nice single target damage, and where do we want it? Let's put it up top. Put it in the planter box. Actually, it's just short on reaching where I want it to reach. That's alright, we'll throw it there anyway. Alright, now in the middle here, we've got, what, 2 flyer lanes. We got Stabby Dargans, Unstoppable, and Armored. Let's go ahead and throw just some Aura stacks up top, Flame Aura and a Lightning Strike Aura there. Okay, and then we've got Mob Gallery here. So we've got another Headstrong lane, and it's going to be combining with a Psylava Whomper lane. So I do want to do kind of the normal build on both of these lanes. However, I am going to merge it all together. So let's go. We'll do the Proton like that. We'll go with the Lightning Strikes kind of like that. Still just one Boostar in the middle, and then we got the Cyborg. So I want to make sure that these Cyborgs are getting a Reflect Beam to hit first. Do we have Cyborgs here too? No, we've got Frost Mobs over here. So let's go something like that. Oops, I put a Proton Beam over here. Yeah, that's not the same thing. Oops. Alright. And then let's go with some Flames. And then since we've got that heavy Frost lane, I think we'll go with some Fissures as well. That Mob Gallery lane is going to change. However, I think it's pretty safe to assume we're going to have some Frosty Hotness going in there. Probably the whole darn time. Let's see. I want another Fissure out front. I mean, you might as well just to complete it. This is probably the lane I'm going to be watching the most. Actually, there's no Zerkers or anything there. Now, if there was Berserkers in this lane, it could cause a problem, because, of course, Berserkers are immune to slow, and then the Headstrong, they'd be immune to stun as well. Let's just see how it runs here. I'm not even going to bother spending that other 110 DU. Just going to kind of save it. And now the Frost Mobs in the mix over here, you know, this build, its curse, its enemy is without a doubt Frost Mobs. Of course, Frost Mobs can't be slowed as well. So out of that mob gallery lane, the frost mobs that are in it, I am going to have to watch out for, as the frost mobs are not going to be able to be slowed, and that means that they're just going to roll right through it all, since they can't be slowed or stunned. So I just want to keep an eye on it and make sure everything is dying good and proper like. And so far so good, to be honest. See, we're doing pretty good there. Let's go head over here, take a peek at this lane, and then we see we've got all the cyborgs in at the front, but nothing else is making it. You see the skellies walking in slow motion, and then Malthius here is just going to get wrecked. Just come out a little further, Malthius. Go ahead. See if we can't get this assassin down. Let's take a peek back over here again. Now the flyers managed to push through. I am going to have to do something about that. Actually, some upgrades would probably resolve it, so I'll just burn them out here for the remainder of this wave. And let's get this flyer lane good and juicy here. Let's see. What do we want? Let's go 3 ups. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just jack them up and then not worry about it. So we're going to go ham on the flyer lanes here. And should be good game. If there's anything else I would want to do, what would it be? That just Timmy lane is going to have a skelly this time. That should still be fine. Let's see. Let's go with just an upgrade on that reflect beam. And that looks like it's all I've got here. So let's go ahead and check out Wave 2. If Wave 2 is exceptionally smooth, then I will jump on forward to Wave 5. That way I don't bore you all to tears here too much. Still no upgrades in this lower middle lane, and it's doing good. You know, obviously I've got the fire damage and the anti-frost mobs, or mods going here. It actually looks like we've got no frosties now, so we actually are in really good shape here now. Now, of course, next wave might be a bunch of frosties. We don't know. The vanguards are hot and heavy, though. They're getting their thing done. It's a full-on shieldy lane here. Vanguards and geodes, look at them go. But they are all dying exactly the way they're supposed to. And everything is looking really, really solid here. Let's take a peek over here. Still doing pretty good. A couple of upgrades would go a long way here. You see how slow those skellies were walking. They hadn't even made it to the proton beam yet. So, I mean, they're really slow here. When we hit the proton beam, it's like completely hitting the brakes. Assassins doing their thing. The flyers are still... Well, I mean, they're dying. Yeah, my Frostfire got him is why they're dying. Beacon of the Storm popped up there. And then we got a Skelly over here doing the slow roll. And that takes care of him. So, alright, everything's going pretty smooth here. We'll go ahead and jump on forward to wave number 5. Now, remember here as well, this is not a spam this anywhere and go. You do want to make decisions. For example, this map I got just Timmy here. There was just no reason to spend all that DU. You know, just unnecessary. So, I mean, what I've got here is completely overkill. I could have probably went with just a proton beam and that snake and been absolutely fine. So you don't have to spend the DU on the lanes that you're very confident with, and then on the lanes where it allows you, or where there's any question at all, like this mob gallery lane here, then of course you can jack it right on up and get the full usage out of that defense units. So let's go ahead and hop on forward to wave number 5. Alright, and here we go in wave number 5. Had no real issues. I do want to check the bosses here. So we've got a Malthius on the Timmy lane, and then we've got a Skelly coming. And then remember, of course, we do have that Slickelion that's right here as well. So let's just go ahead and burn the Slickelion out first. And then we should be good game. We can kind of focus on these other lanes that are going here. Went extremely smooth though. How we doing over here? Looking good. We got some assassins coming. Let's get them dealt with. Or not. It's actually my first assassin death, I believe, this map. Not having headstrong assassins is pretty nice anytime you have like proton beams in the mix. We are looking good though. Lots of cyborgs, but no real other issues besides that. Oh, these are headstrong assassins. That must have came from my mob gallery lane. See if we can't kill him over here instead. Looks like a couple of them actually got CC'd. Maybe they weren't headstrong. Maybe I just had really crappy luck with that proton beam proccing. Because it looks like they got crowd control there. And then we got Malthius coming here. We can just put the final hurt on this kid. There we go. And it is a good game. Got a Mana Node special gift. Very nice. I will take it. So that was floor 455 with 2 headstrong lanes. They weren't terrible headstrong lanes. Obviously, if it was a headstrong lane with Lady Orcs in it, I would have had to have parked on that lane. So that's really the only difference between using this build on a headstrong lane. There's no difference at all. You got double slows, so it's good to go, and you're still doing everything else exactly the same. Just instead of Petrify, you're going to be relying on the slows from that Boost Aura and Proton Beam. So that will do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to click that like button. Please subscribe, and I will be back soon with more Dungeon Defenders 2. I'll see you then.